Wow. Welcome back to Indian Trace Perfect Light. As I open this, I want to say some of you have seen what you're looking at right now, but you will not have seen it like I'm going to show you today, and I haven't done justice because I'm going to put a link on here if you want pieces that you found restored. I was so excited to get these, and you're going to get these. I'm going to give you a close-up and show you with the good light exactly what we're looking at, because I was so excited before. Look how long these are. And I found these turkey feathers. Some of you know that. Even down to here. I didn't make these. I put the link on of a fella, many of you know, who will be more than willing to take some of the things you found, like these artifacts, which I found, and restore them and bring them back to life again. I mean, look at these pieces here, and I'm gonna handle these today and show you with some detail exactly what we're talking about here. And all I can say is I didn't give it enough credit. I didn't give it enough attention. I was just too excited that somebody had been able to take the vision I had with the artifacts that I found and bring them back to life in a way. So I'm gonna take a look at some of these. I mean, look at these Guilfords here, and of course the War Club. But we'll get to all that. We've seen it, and I want to make a video of it today just to stay warm in the winter. Man, it's cold, ice. We all got a lot of that. Excuse me here. Let me see which one I want to go with first and being able to set them up. This point I found, and it's a beauty, rhyolite. I found at a place I call the Cove. It's a fantastic Indian site. I find a lot of pottery there, and I don't find pottery in all my sites. But this point was just a great point. And the thing that I did with my buddy here, Mike, is I sent him some points that were just great points in every measure. Where did I lose? I lost it. Oh, there it is. And as you can see, this point here. Great points, but to me, they weren't my most stellar artifacts. They were points that I think would work really good for this project. He's responsible for the sinew, for the workmanship of getting these attached, for the shafts, conditioning them, antiquing them. I guess the only thing I was responsible for was being able to find and render up these artifacts so that he could make something out of them that would bring you back. I don't even know if my focus is really working here, but just happy about that. Look at these things. So I wanted to send him sort of a selecting of it. Now these, of course, as I said, were feathers that I found out around here, around Wilson and Nash County, eastern North Carolina, and sent them all to him. These are what we would call transitional, because as you can see, every one of these points is an atlatl dart tip, which should really go to something like he's done here, and he can do it either way, any way you want. He can put the detail on the shaft. We'll look at these last. Some of my favorites right here, just unbelievable stuff, where it's more authentically like an atlatl dart, longer and what have you. And these were heavier and longer, so they probably experimented and knew a lot about it, as I'm sure they did, the North American Indian, and just became masters of it. At this point I found it, Twin Waters, just a great piece, of which I'm struggling with keeping the distance right for my focus with these close-ups, but I think it'll be alright. Usually it comes out pretty good. I figured I would give that point up and let him do something with it, and I was just happy as can be. And what I want you to see this for is the hope of what maybe he could do for you if you like it. I think they're going to make an incredible display, if you will. Look at this piece. What he did with this tip. This tip I found at the Lookout. Fantastic piece. The shaft all the way down, a little bit thicker, a little bit bigger, a little bit longer, all the way down and out to the finishing touches, and of course those ones behind it. Nice stuff. In every piece that he's made, he seems to do a better and better job, which is just human nature. Great stuff. I mean, look at this point here. One of my favorite points. I have a lot of favorites. I think we all do. But take a look at this. Just awesome. And of course, always, thanks again, Mike. These are great. I want to route, and look at the workmanship on this point, if I can get the focus without these falling on the floor. Route some more folks by you. And I know he's eager to do that. If people are interested, to strike up a conversation, figure out a deal, payment, what have you. I'm sure to be modest, worth his while. That's a lot of workmanship in these. I mean, look at this. My favorite points right here, the Guilfords on the back of these atlatls. Just great replicas. I mean, museum quality here, because the greatest thing is they're not all replicas at all. Just the wood and the sinew, but I mean the real brunt of it. What I would call the real important part, which is the artifacts, completely authentic. I mean, this is a great crystal Guilford. And I don't find a lot of crystal Guilfords. Don't find a lot. I found this one at Opening Sands in Site 5. It would have done the job. And I mean, this is a much longer shaft, as you can see. You take it all the way out over my sink, all the way over to here, and the other ones back it up with the workmanship. Every piece I said he does gets better. So I mean, jump on. I mean, I'll put the link on if you want to check out his site, what have you. He prides himself in restoring artifacts, and I'm telling you what, he's done a good job here. Looking at my time. Look at this piece, one of my favorites from the Archaic. What a great Guilford. Mike did a good job, didn't he? I mean, reality. Really just bringing him back to life again, which I had only hoped. That you have an interest in it, now you know. That's a thing of beauty, isn't it? To see how a Guilford point from North Carolina would look hafted. Worth another look. All the way down. I don't know how many turkey feathers he finds, so if you find them and you have this in mind, you just keep them together and you can work something out, you know. Now, the final product, which I've shown before, but some of you tune in, you know, you haven't been here before, this War Club. Now, the reason that Mike and I thought it'd be great for this is that there's many Hammerstones around eastern North Carolina, but there is no indicative wear on this piece of quartzite to a Hammerstone. Nothing that's indicative. There's a couple small impacts on the front here. No wearing, though, that's indicative to a Hammerstone. None at all. None. So if this were responsible for just hitting flesh, skulls, whatever it is, animals, just finishing the job, which in every measure they could have done, this would have done the job, that's for sure. So what Mike does is he takes the quality effort to bring it back to life again. I mean, to tell you, I asked him, hey, how strong is it? Is it durable? I have to worry? He said, no, you don't have to worry at all. I mean, to tell you, I'd break this counter right up if we went at it, but not going to do that. And, of course, he padded underneath and corded underneath this grip so you can feel it. And if you're interested in something like this, I mean, look at the workmanship. I think he called it hickory. It might be hard hickory wood. It's hard wood that he's conditioned. And hafted it right in to an awesome product. And really brought to life again. Just a great stone I found. I don't think it was even long enough to be a mortar at all. I mean, it's the absolute perfect size for one of these. And I said, you know, I've always wanted uh, and been fascinated by their war clubs. So this is even better than buying a replica from a museum, because I know that this, coming from Site 5 at Mecca, this stone carries the energy with it that I wanted. Just awesome stuff, right? All right, that's long enough. Without further ado, I'm going to reach down here and look to close this off a little bit. But I guess the best I can say is thank you so much for tuning in to Indian Trace. I hope that was just fun. What I hope more than that is you strike up a conversation with Mike if you're interested in any of this. And, you know, I hope you find out there, and I hope the snow melts quick for everybody. We got to find some artifacts, right? Be well.